Make sure his meal is hot. Don't disturb him. That's the key of the gospel. When I came here to America, and I was introduced to domestic violence. I've heard of it before. Not just somebody hit. No, discipline. Not domestic violence. If a husband slaps his wife, she deserves it. She may have spoken out of turn. Okay? Thank God for my husband. I haven't been through domestic violence. My father did not rape.
Hmm.
But I do thank God for when I came here to America and I learned that you only have one word, resources.
Hmm.
Use them. Calling 911 in my country, saying that your husband hit you, you don't do that. You don't even call the police on your husband. It's an abomination to your family. How are you going to go to church Sunday? You call the police on your husband? No other man in the village will marry you. You're wicked. It's a serious, serious ordeal to call the police and have them to come to your door. Only thing the police is going to tell them is control your wife. Because if she picks up the phone to call, she's out of control. Use the resources that you have here and Image Walker, 911, the police department. But you know what's happening here? What I do see here in America, and me having 12 years of background in corrections, you guys will call the police on this man to go bail him out.
Hmm.
Before we done with the fingerprint, you already know the
Hmm.
money to get him out. Give him a court date to come back, you're right there sitting next to him with his arm around you saying, I'll drop the charges.
Hmm.
Why call 911? We get it here, right here all the time. I need to register because he broke up with me. And you don't hear from her again. It's just because of the situation that's going on at that time. Do what you have to do within yourself to raise your self-esteem. If he's calling you, you're too fat, you're too this, I don't like this hairstyle, I don't like these clothes, that's a sign. He's putting you down because he feels down, so he's trying to make himself feel better than you. Men who love you will lift you up. A woman who loves you will uplift you.
Hmm.
I call some of these gentlemen around here like I address my husband, sir, and I'm very proud. They look at me strange. You know why? Because African American women have raised their children. You're just like your father. You'll be nothing just like him. Start uplifting these men up. They will not grow up with this low self-esteem and put down these women. Start calling them with the way, sir. Respect them. Let them know you are the man of the house. Your wife will give you the submission.
Hmm.
It's not anything that's forced. But if you see me, even the people I work with, they hear me on the phone with my husband. They know it's him. They've never met him. But it's the way I respect him. You understand what I'm saying? Respect, submission is given. It's nothing that's forced.
Hmm.
Nothing that you have to have a rod over your head. I'm his queen. He's my king. I stand beside him, not behind him.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm going to do everything subservient that he needs. But let me need something, he's going to be very careful. So you guys say, because I'm saying sir, oh, he controls her. No, he does not. No, he does not. I'm not going to keep you long, but I want you to feel what I'm saying to you. You have these resources here in the United States. Ladies, start using them, start prosecuting these guys and following all the way through. Even when he calls you, he's going to try to link up with you and say, oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And as soon as he's upset about something that happened at work, you're at home. You take it out on the person that's closest to you. It's going to happen again. The next time, you might not be so fortunate to watch out. Raising daughters, show them. Don't tell them. Show them. I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to deal with this. Don't put your hand and deal with it. They're in a household where they're put down by the mother. And then we got this little boy raised. You're making a big, huge mistake. Fathers, get in your daughters' lives. Show her the man opens the door for you. I come in that door and women that's older than me, they'll be walking in front of me. I'm the younger one. It's my duty to open that door for that older lady. The things that I see here sometimes hurt my heart. Because these elderly people have dealt with the disrespect and they become comfortable with it. No. You instill them, you teach them, and tell them, no, honey, this is not the right way to go. I can talk to these clients that come in this door any way I want to, and they'll accept it. Because they know it's coming from my heart, and they know it's coming from love. And I'm teaching them and telling them, this is how things are supposed to go. You learn something new every single day. If you don't, you should be trying to. I want to thank Ms. Woodson for having me. I appreciate your attention this evening, and thank you so much.
Give her another hand. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Miss Queen is like this all the time. She is always ready to educate us, and sometimes we don't understand. But like she said, it's the differences in culture, and what was the main thing that she talked about? Mutual respect. Mutual respect. We're all going to have those times when we don't agree with one another. But we do not have to be disrespectful, and we walk away. One of us has to walk away in heated moments. It's the mutual respect. And again, thank you for your transparency and educating us. I'm going to call Miss Karen back up. And you're going to have an opportunity to ask questions. We're going to have an opportunity to have a discussion. You can ask questions to Dr. Howard, to our survivors. So I want you to be ready for that. That's what we're here for. We're here to educate, to raise awareness so that we can stop this, so that we can be able to teach others about the prevention of domestic violence and violent occurrences, not only against women and children, but men, the elderly. Dr. Howard spoke about the LGBTQ community. So we have to learn this so that we'll be able to raise awareness. Ms. Karen.
That was very edifying. I'm going to introduce someone, and I'm going to give you a little background about her. And I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to say that's in her background, because it has a lot to do with her testimony. Minister Levita Sparks Wade. She was born and raised in Gary. She was a student athlete and graduated from Blue Wallace with honors. Lettering in 3 sports, she grew up in a religious family where she accepted Christ at the age of 7. She was at the Village First Baptist Church in Gary under the leadership of the late Reverend Thomas Molesby. She furthered her formal education graduating from Tuskegee University, where she lettered in 2 sports, earning a bachelor's degree in political science and later earning a master's degree in public affairs from Indiana University Northwest. In her professional career progression, she has held several positions in social services, nonprofit management, and politics. She formerly served as the 6th District Councilwoman for the City of Gary from 2016 through 2019. She currently serves as the Executive Director at the United Neighborhoods Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that develops decent, affordable housing for low to moderate income families in the city of Hammond and helping them to become homeowners. Minister Levita was licensed to preach the gospel in 1999 at One Accord Church Ministries in East Chicago, Indiana, under the leadership of Pastor Jerome Houseworth. She submits to her spiritual father, Apostle Willie Coates, and her pastor, Ileana Barnett. She gives tribute to her former pastor, Marlon Mack Sr., for recognizing women in ministry. Her spiritual journey has been one of twists and turns that has led her to the teachings of the late Dr. Miles Monroe. And it is in his revelations from the Lord of the Kingdom of God that she proclaims it's all about the kingdom. Minister Levita loves God and has made Jesus her Lord of her life. She currently resides in Hammond, Indiana with her son, Sidney J. Wade. This woman right here, come forth, Levita. This woman right here has a survivor testimony that we all need to hear. And everything I just read to you will tell you that any of us and all of us can be standing up here at any day, at any time. Grace and mercy, those twin towers, she gonna talk about it.
That was the wrong bio. You have to adjust for everything, but I think I said the wrong one. I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. It is truly a blessing to be here because somebody didn't make it. And the reason why I speak, not because I like to talk about domestic violence, because if I'm up here, then I'm a survivor. You know, I had prepared some stuff, and, we prepare and we get ready, and that's what we do. But oftentimes, what others have said before you then require you to make an adjustment. And so that's what I'm doing right now. In the meantime, I am going to let you know that I'm a mother, I'm educated, I'm a middle income earner, I am highly resourceful, I'm a former elected official, and I am a survivor of domestic violence. And some of you in the audience know who my abuser was. Many saw it in the newspaper, or saw it online, saw it in social media. And the difference between myself and others who may not be in the public eye is that it was all out there. Oftentimes people don't understand the hurt that a survivor feels when you've done everything possible. First of all, as a public servant, to be good to other people. You listen to people's issues, their problems, and you try to come up with solutions or send them to the resource that is going to assist them with their problem. And then when you have an issue, you have nobody to go to. Or so your abuser tries to make you think. Again, 15 years with the state of Indiana in Child Protective Services. I spent dealing with domestic violence, dealing with all types of issues. I've sent referrals to Edgewater for survivors. I was in roles all the way up to division manager. And yet, I too fell victim. No batterer walks up to you and says, hey, and I'm going to use this little nickname that a friend of mine gave him. I'm Pretty Ricky. And in about 6 months, I'm going to knock you upside your head. That's not how it starts. I met this dude at a school board meeting. He was suited down, looking good, clean shaven, running for office. He's a former county councilman. I was a sitting city councilwoman when our abuse became public. That was the second time he hit me. I cannot speak publicly about the incident because it has not yet been adjudicated. It's been almost 4 years. And the courts have continued, because he requested continuance after continuance after continuance. Then COVID hit. There were more continuances after that. Then our judge died, Diane Boswell. And now the court hearing is in March of 2023. So I'm still processing because we don't have closure on this situation. I'm not the only one. Some victims never get closure. Some victims continue to see their perpetrator on a daily basis. I have 2 people that I knew in the last year who fell victim to their abuser. Mary Felton, which many of you know and you all have read the story, and another young lady named Mary Washington Jones. I knew her personally because we worked together for years at DCS. As a matter of fact, she was one of my clerks when I was in management there. And then she went on and got her master's degree. We're not talking about the stereotypical victim. We're talking about educated, well-balanced young women and young men. And I'm not so young. That's another stereotypical piece of it that I do not fit. So when you see a victim, and this is where me and Ms. Queen disagree, Serenity Lake. Miss Brittany, yeah. those are my ladies. I mean, my goodness, we can do a whole lot there. We were sitting in the parking lot waiting to play Big Wits, okay? And we would go on Thursdays. Prior to COVID, myself and my batterer would go to Serenity Lake. We met during the political season, and we kept up the relationship. And we're sitting in the parking lot arguing before we go in. And the picture that you see on this cover was taken shortly after. This is like 30 minutes after we went to a photographer, he and I, to get some pictures done. And about 30 minutes prior, we were out on 80 going down, I think, like Mississippi, over the hill, and he's driving like a bat out of hell in the snow, endangering both of our lives because he's mad because of the color of lipstick that I have on. He's mad because he didn't like me in red lipstick. And he literally drove off the road, swerving, because he's pissed off at me. The first time he hit me, how many minutes do I have? 2, 3? Okay. The first time that he hit me, it was a couple days before his father's funeral. And we were at his house in Maryville. And he was putting together, the DVD for the services and whatnot. And I was up front watching television. He was in the back. And he wanted me to come back there with him. And I was like, well, you're busy and TV ain't back there. Let me, stay up here. So he's mad. He's pissed off. So finally, he called me enough bees that I went on back and see. These ladies know that the mask that he wore hid who he really was. Okay, so great guy presented himself. It's the representative that you need.
Yes.
It's the representative, not the actual person. It's the representative. And so we are literally. Where was I at? Wait a minute. I messed my phone. Okay, thank you. We're at the house. That happens sometimes. We're at the house. He's mad. He called me all kind of bees, and you stupid, and they do all of that. You ugly, your feet stink, all of that. None of it is true, but they say it all. Again, to lower your self-esteem and to make you feel like crap. I said, you know what? I've been called a bee for the last time tonight, so I'm going to put my shoes on. I'm going to my house. I'm literally putting my shoes on, and I get backslapped. Didn't see it coming. So this side of my face, I couldn't chew on this side for like a week. No bruises. His brother was there. I run to the back and I say, hey, so-and-so just hit me. I don't say his name no more. So-and-so just hit me. He kept on walking. Didn't turn around, closed the door. Why? Because he too was abused. He too is experiencing emotional, psychological. I never saw the physical, but I did see the emotional and the psychological. So then, my abuser, I go in the bathroom. No lock on the door. So he comes in there after me. We're in there because he knows as soon as I get to a phone. 2.5 hours in the bathroom, talking me down. Not only talking me down, but before he talked me down, because he's because I want to leave because he's treated me wrong and he's got to finish the CD. It's all about him. Never destroyed anybody's stuff but mine. Okay? So, 2.5 hours in the bathroom. First, I just feel like stabbing you in your neck right now. That is literally what he said to me. And you would think after that, that a victim would say, you know what, I got to get out of this. But he talked me down. And I stayed. It takes, on the average, 8 times to leave. And when a victim leaves, that is the most lethal time. And Dr. Howard would attest to that. So, Davida, how are you standing here now? That's for the courts to decide. As far as his guilty or not guilty. I can't talk about it. But what I can tell you is I'm following through. What I can tell you is I will be a victim no more. What I can tell you is I am never ever going to allow victims to continue in silence. If they can't speak for themselves, then my voice should be enough. And so as I stand here today, I want victims to know you can get out. You can get out. My mother lived 2 doors down from me. Or I lived 2 doors down from my mother when the situation occurred. And I didn't feel, now I have a master's degree with a 4.0 GPA. And I'm a victim. My aunties, my uncles, most of my family still live in Gary. And my cousins who might not be saved. Okay, exactly. Y'all got the rest of that, right? Okay, I'm almost through. Please, and this is a lesson for all of us. Do not re-victimize. The mistake that I made was entering into a relationship that was not whole. That was the only mistake that I made. I did not know this man was even married until y'all found out.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Because why? They hide stuff. You're not messing around with a married man. He's estranged from his wife. I paid the bail. Why? Because he was my friend. That's why he was my friend. At that time, he was my friend, and I believed in him. And you do. You believe in them. And they say everything to make you believe in them. And what he ended up doing was stealing my good name. The word says, a good name is rather to be chosen than silver or gold. And he stole my good name. Well, he couldn't get his reputation back on his own, so he used me, my reputation, my good name, my character, to come back. We had thousands of followers when this happened. Thousands of people were watching us. And so, I'm crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Christ lives in me. And the life that I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. So it's not me who is standing here. This is a shell of myself. I'm representing Christ. I wear what I want. I put on whatever color lipstick I want to wear. If it's too tight, it's okay, because I gained about 20 pounds. I eat good. This man tried to hold some chicken wings away from me one day. Don't eat that right now. I'm talking to you. Okay, and I'm sorry, Latanza. I mean, Latanya. But these are the things that they do. He had on 2 different color socks one day. I got a whole bunch of stories, but this is the last one. He had on 2 different colored socks. We were going into City Hall. And he didn't notice them until he got to the door. And the lady was like, oh, I got on 2 different colored socks. I was like, you know, you glad that like that, that's pretty, right? He was okay until I was talking to somebody else while he was waiting to go home to go change these socks. And it was a man, okay? Because you cannot talk to the opposites. It's okay to talk to your girlfriend sometimes. But to talk to the opposite sex, they do not. He erased every male phone number in my phone. I'm done. Thank you all. I could go on and on. I appreciate you all.
Thank you. And you know, the only way that we're going to learn is that we hear real talk. I heard someone say, real talk. And Lavita, you said that he tried to steal your voice and steal your identity, but the enemy still kills and destroys. But what did God say? I am come that you might have life and more abundantly. And that's what she's doing now. You have an abundant life right now. And we thank you for being transparent as well and sharing your story, because you're helping someone by sharing your story. Century survivor. That's what that means tonight. Century survivor. You are a survivor. And I remember when all that was taking place, and I prayed for you. Because it's different when you go through something and no one else knows about it. You can kind of, you know, you're embarrassed and you won't say anything. But when you go through something publicly, that's a whole nother level. And it was in the newspaper. It was, you know, people were talking. And most of the time you don't know what you're talking about anyway. Instead of just praying for that situation. And I prayed for you. And I thank you for being here this evening. Let's give her another hand. At this time, we're going to have questions and answerings. So if you have any questions for Dr. Howard, for Miss Queen, for Miss Lavita, at this time, we want to start that conversation. We're not going to hold very long, but we want to start that discussion. Does anyone want to make any comments or have any questions at this time? Yes, could you please come up? Yes, please.
Dr. Brown, that's two names, Johnny and John.